Should I be afraid? Can I really trust a man who quietly holds all my secrets, my betrayals, and never says a word? Who raises a child he knows isn't his and keeps loving that child like nothing happened? A man who stays calm while the ground shakes. What kind of a man is that? Hello, you're welcome to Life Stories with Bussy, where real life speaks and healing begins. I'd like to say happy Easter to all my Christian brothers and sisters. Indeed, Jesus is risen. Today I have another story, and I would like to jump straight into that story because I have a lot to say when the story is done. So come along with me and let's dive into today's story. The person is a lady and she goes, "Hi Auntie Bussy. I'm reaching out because honestly, I don't even know what to do anymore. I feel so confused. I don't know if this is karma, if it's my choices catching up with me, or if this is just what life looks like for some of us." Let's just say my name is Emem. I'm 29 years old. I've been married for 4 years, and this marriage, it is confusing. Is this really what marriage is supposed to be? I don't have any real examples growing up. My mom raised me and my brother all by herself. She was a single mother, worked hard, and today we are both graduates. Our sacrifices made that possible. Now, back in the university, I was in a long-term relationship with a guy named Ayo. We were together for almost 5 years. We thought we'd get married someday. That was always a plan. But after school, things didn't work out that way. Ayo wasn't pulling his weight. He didn't want to get a job. He kept talking about starting a business but didn't have the capital. I begged him to find something, anything, to keep us going, but he refused. Meanwhile, I started working, earning 200,000 naira a month, and suddenly I was carrying everything. Myself, Ayo, and my mom, who at that time was also very ill. I went deep into that, trying to hold it all together. And still, Ayo wasn't even thinking about marriage. No plans, no drive, just vibes. Then I met Liam, my husband now. He's 10 years older, established, and lives between London and Nigeria. Funny enough, I'd met him years earlier at a party we were invited to by one of our classmates. He showed interest in me then, but I didn't take it seriously. I was with Hayo and Liam was older. Plus, I'd heard that he lived abroad and I didn't like long distance relationship. Later, after I started work, Liam popped up again. Turned out that he was friends with my boss. So he would visit the office now and then. He started inviting me out. We talked more. I learned he had a son, but had never been married. To be honest, he didn't give me room to breathe. He love bombed me full on. And compared to Hayo, who had no direction, Liam felt like a breath of fresh, stable air. I fell for him. Liam is a giver. He's generous with everybody. He believes that if he has, then he should help others. That's his life's philosophy. Before I knew it, we were sleeping together. Then I found out I was pregnant, and truthfully, I didn't know who the father was. I was seeing both Liam and Hayo at the same time, but I chose to tell Liam it was his, and we got married. Small family introduction and a civil ceremony. Hayo was heartbroken, but I didn't care anymore. I was done carrying him. Now, here's where things get strange. Liam, my husband, is not stingy. He treats me well, spoils me in fact, supports my business, loves the children. We've got nannies. The kids go to the best schools. He's bought me 2 cars. From the outside, I have a dream life, but inside, it's empty. He's emotionally unavailable. We only talk about the children. No deep conversations, no dreams, no "how are you really" moments. When I try to be affectionate, he shuts it down. We're intimate, yes, but it's mechanical, like an obligation. He's never told me he loves me, ever. He says, I care. At first, I thought maybe that was his own version of saying I love you until I heard him use that same line with his other female friends, and most of them are older than me. When I asked about it, he said love is overrated, that responsibility is the foundation of marriage. And then I did something foolish. I started saying Ayo again. He said he missed me, that getting married to someone else was the wake-up call he needed. He had gotten a job now, he said he was ready, and yes, I fell again. Not because I planned to cheat, but because I missed being loved. Liam made me feel invisible. And the way I found out that he knew, it wasn't even from him. My friend who is dating Liam's friend told me that Liam knew everything. He knew I was cheating. He also knew that my first child wasn't his. I was stunned. Liam never said a word. He didn't act different. He still came home, ate dinner, played with the kids, had his bath, watched TV, and went to bed like nothing had changed. Let me add, we have separate rooms. We only share the same room for intimacy. Even that, it's on a schedule. 3 times a week, period or not, we'll do it. So I went to him and I asked him, since when did you know? He looked me dead in the eyes and said, from the time the child was born. Then he added, a child is a child. If it's my wife's child, then it's mine. Then calmly he said, well, I see you went back to the father of your child. I expected anger, fireworks, but he didn't even flinch. I asked, aren't you angry? And he said, no. He told me that he knew when the affair started. I asked why he didn't confront me, and he said that I was free to do whatever I wanted, so long I remained available when he needed a wife for company or for social appearances. I lost it. I asked him, why wouldn't you be angry? Why would you raise a child that isn't yours and not even react when your wife cheats? He just laughed. He said, Emem, I want to live long. Do whatever rocks your boots. I asked him if he was cheating too, and he said, once in a while, but nothing serious. That shook me. I even started wondering, is he bisexual? Is there another family in London? I investigated. Nothing. Just that one son. Then he told me something that truly terrified me. He said, if Ayo gets you pregnant again, I won't accept the child and you won't have the baby. I asked him if he wanted a divorce. He said no. Divorce affects children and he didn't want that. I asked him if we were in an open marriage. He said, define it however you want. I confided in Ayo and he said that it would take me back and that we should get married. And now I am afraid. Will Ayo love my twins like his own, the way Liam loved my first child, even though he knew that he wasn't the biological father? Outside, Liam and I look like a perfect couple, but inside, I'm not happy. He's cold, emotionless, distant. His friends are older. Their wives don't relate to me. His siblings live abroad. His mother, she's sweet. And when I asked why is this way, she said he's always been distant. That is a sweet guy, just emotionally closed off. But Auntie Bussy, should I be afraid? Can I really trust a man who quietly holds all my secrets, my betrayals, and never says a word? Who raises a child he knows isn't his and keeps loving that child like nothing happened. A man who stays calm while the ground shakes. What kind of a man is that? The first thing I'll say is thank you for writing him. And the second thing I'm going to say is that you need to get your heart together. You need to get a grip on your emotions so that you stop running in circles. You cannot go from your ex to your husband and back to your ex. No. Get a grip on your emotions, first of all. You need to be very stable to be able to deal with this. Because you're not the only one involved in this matter. There are children involved. Children from two different men. And you want to be going in circles? No, you're not going to do that. See, first of all, you see that Ayo, cut him out of this story. First, take him out. Ayo is not supposed to be in this story at all. So first, you block Ayo. I don't even want to hear about Ayo. Ayo was not good enough for you. That was what you thought. Ayo wasn't good enough for you. And then you cut him off. You decided that you were going for Liam. How do you want to talk to these children when they are older? So you want to go back to Ayo so that you can have another child with Ayo. So the first child will belong to Ayo, the twins will belong to Liam, and then the last child will belong to Ayo. Why do you want to do that? No. Cut Ayo out of the equation. It's not the missing X or the missing Y. Take him out totally. Take Ayo out and then let us face this situation. Because already you started your relationship with Liam with a fraud. Yeah, you committed a fraud because you did not know who the father of that child was, but you decided that you were going to give that child to Liam because you felt like Liam was more stable. And you deprived Ayo of his own child. Now you've gotten into that relationship and it's not what you thought that it was. And then you want to go back to Ayo. No, you're not going to do that. Okay, so let's get back to you now. You're not crazy for feeling confused, unloved, or emotionally starved. You're not crazy. Connection is very important in marriage, and definitely there's no connection here. You're not wrong for wanting affection, presence, or warmth in your marriage. No, you're not. Everybody deserves that in a marriage. I mean, what is marriage for if we don't have that? If we're not connected, why are we married? That is something that you should have. And you deserve to be in a relationship where love is not just responsibility, but also connection. So let's talk about your husband, Liam. Your husband, Liam, is not normal. In the conventional emotional sense, it's not normal. But that does not mean that it's bad or it's evil. He operates from a place of logic, duty, and control. That doesn't mean that he's bad, but what that means is that he's limited in the way that he connects to people. He has created a system that I would call provide, protect, and perform. And anything outside that system doesn't shake him. It doesn't. This is likely rooted to something that happened in his early life because his mother also said that he's been like that since he was young. He's reliable, he's functional, but emotionally he's locked up. The kind of person he is, he throws money at situations. He does not deal with that situation because the way that you have described him, he seems to have a mixed personality traits, and so he can be nice, but he's very distant because he's not eating you. He's not even trying to emulate you. He's even supporting you. He did not reject the child that was not his. No, staying present and playing with that child, that does mean something. So it means that he genuinely does like the child, but it's just he as a person, it's just a distant person. So it means that there's somewhere in him, there's a good in him. But emotional starvation is real too. And just because a man is peaceful doesn't necessarily mean that he's emotionally available. And if you're the kind of person that wants connection, then it might not be the right man for you. I did not say go and miss Ayo. I'm just saying that if you're the kind of person that really thrives on, connection, on validation and stuff like that, this man is the wrong man for you to have married. Because those kind of people, nothing shakes them. It's not going to shake. So you need to decide what you want to do. Because this kind of people, they don't change except they want to. They don't. And you can't continue to pour vulnerability into someone who doesn't have the cup to catch it. Okay? So you need to decide what you want to do. If you can live with it, live with that and try to find other escape routes to express yourself or get validation or try to get connection. And when I say other escape routes, I'm not talking about other men or cheating. No, I'm talking about other things that you can do, because he seems to have some good in him. He's a good father, obviously. He might not be a good husband, but he seems like a good father. Okay? And if you feel that you cannot live with that, like you want more, then you might have to maybe ask for time, space, discuss it with him. I'm sure you discuss with him, but it does not seem like somebody who wants to even talk. Like you said, he does not want to talk. He would shut you down. Those kind of men will shut you down. When you come up with very serious things, or you want to start getting emotional, or you want to talk about things, they will want to sweep those things on the carpet. They don't talk. They don't like to discuss those things. So they just change the topic or something like that. I know those kind of men. So there are two ways. It's either you stay or you decide that you want to leave. And when I say leave, you're not leaving to go and meet Ayo. See, Ayo is another story entirely. I don't even want to discuss that. I mean, first thing somebody will say is, discuss with him, he's your husband, talk to him, tell him what you don't like and things like that. But those kind of men, they will not. Emotional avoidance is not peace. It's passive control. They just don't want to talk about it, and that's the way they control it. They also control with money. If they have money, they control situation with money. Meaning that if you say, for instance, let's discuss this, I'm not happy, they will look for how to give you money to go and be happy. Meanwhile, that's not what you want. You want his presence, you want his heart, but they don't just know how to love. They are closed off until maybe they see somebody that they really love, like a woman that would really like shake their heart, that they really love, you know. The real question to ask yourself is, can you be in this marriage with somebody like this long term? Can you? I think what is also important is the stability of your children. You have to consider their emotional and, you know, their psychological health. All these things are things that you should bring to the table. If you take them away from this man, how is it going to be? If you want to leave this man, can you co-parent? How is that going to work? And if you feel that all of you will be better off without this man, fantastic. But I need you to know that cheating or going back to higher is not a solution to this problem. No, it's not. I think it's important that you love yourself first. I have said this thing before. Love yourself first and teach others how to love you. Okay? If you do that, you come back better. You know that you are worth more. I know a lot of people will be like, run. Because you never know what might happen. Somebody that you don't know what is inside the person, or you cannot even pick out what the person is thinking. But I think that if he's taking care of your child, he has not shown a difference. You did not even know that he knew that your first child wasn't his child. So what he meant is that he did not show it, or he did not act it out to that child. You get? So I kind of feel that somewhere inside him, there's a good person in him. It's just that he himself is suffering from childhood trauma that is not helping him to actually release himself. You get? But I think that he's not, I feel like he's not a bad person. I know a lot of people might say you should run, but before you run, I need you first to discover yourself as a person. I need you to love yourself. Because when you love yourself, you will not be running from pillar to post looking for love that is not anywhere. You need to love yourself. And when you love yourself, you can begin to see things in a different perspective. I also need you to build more connections, have friends, you know, volunteer for things, do things that you just generally enjoy, and try to make yourself happy. But if you feel like, look, you cannot cope you don't have to stay. You need to think about it very well, because a lot of people leave their marriages and then they go back to the things that they left that marriage for, and then you complicate the life of your children. Okay, so you need to think deeply about what you need to do. So, summary, let me just summarize it. You need to love yourself, you need to get a grip on your emotion, you need to, do better for yourself, stop this circle that you're in, cut off ire completely. You are not evil or crazy for asking for connection from your husband. You need it. Another thing is this: is it possible? I'm just thinking about it now. Is it possible that because he knew that your child wasn't his, is that the reason why it's like this? I don't know, because I really do not know how it was before and how it became when you got married. And I don't really know when this whole not being emotional connected started. Was it something that is hard? Or was it something that just happened? So you might take a look at all those things. It might be because it felt like you gave him a child that wasn't his and you were not truthful about the situation. Yeah, you said you did not know, but you knew what you were doing when you handed that child over to him as a father. So you already knew. You probably did a DNA that you did not know. But you did not do anything. So summary, like I was saying, you need to decide what you want to do with yourself. You need to think deep. Take time out. You can decide to travel, and look for a quiet place where you can think about everything that you need to do, put everything on top of the table and see. Try elimination and addition and see what you really want to do with your life. Okay? Guys, this is Emem's story. A lady who is trying to find the line between love, loyalty, guilt, and survival. If you're in Emem's shoe, what would you do? What does love mean when trust looks like silence? What would you do? Let us know. I'll be in the comment section. Emem will be there. Till next time when I come your way again, I remain Bussy. Bye.